right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is February 26th, 2024. I am your host, Lee Palacio, and my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy Pokemon Trigger, please. My voice is gone from screaming about all the shinies.
Bruh.
It's been a lovely week. Uh, yeah, I'm definitely excited to talk about it because oh my gosh, dude. Global is a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, definitely something that I don't know. There was a lot of expectations for this event for sure after what we actually saw in the LA, in LA IRL event and all that stuff. But it's one of those things when it comes down to it that you're super hyped. The FOMO was real last weekend. The weekend before that. This weekend, definitely something that we were hoping for. Many shinies, many raids. Unlimited raids really does change the meta when it comes down to this kind of things for sure. But yeah, I mean, Jesus, this weekend has been insane. Just a lot of shinies, a lot of hundos, I guess. I don't know if you actually got any hundos, but we'll figure that out when we get there. And yeah, it's been a good week. We hang out almost the entire weekend, right?
Yeah, didn't get to ride together the second day just because had more people show up. It honestly felt like there were more cars out the second day too.
Well, our community
Um,
has definitely grown a lot in the last year or so since the remote rate limit has actually, been implemented. And from the small little things and here and there, definitely want to maybe get a group together at some point to just get going, because all we do is basically just raid together. But we were just hunting and shining and hunting everywhere we go to. So aside from that, thank you so much for everybody who is listening right now. Same time, we are having a bit of a technical difficulties in Chris's side because I know that his mic and everything. I don't know if you can hear me right now. Can you hear me right now, Chris?
yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
All right, perfect. But his phone and his internet once again is having internet difficulty. So we're gonna try our best, guys, to recap everything. It may be a slow week for news because technically we'll get to that when we get to the news section, actually. So, but we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. Don't forget to check us out at the Pokémon Presents /Purified podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single time. And yeah, I do know that they have our new logo, so they'll definitely get that going when we get the chance. But yeah, they definitely. I'm wanting to hear everybody's take on Global for sure, because not everybody went to LA. I think out of probably like 90% of my podcast friends definitely have only been able to attend the Global, and maybe 2, 3, maybe at best only went to the actual in-person event one. I wish we actually had the experience for both, but money has to where the money gotta stay. So
Yeah, for now to go into the in-person, I was like, yeah, I know I'm not gonna get everything, but Global was definitely real fun, the way we were playing.
yeah, so let's go ahead and go through our days, because again, we had 2 full days of this, and this is basically going to be our recaps, our shiny hauls, whatever else that we actually got through the entire week, or I'm sorry, the entire weekend for that reason. So let's get started just for day 1. And the reason why I'm actually doing it this format, because again, I don't believe we have a lot of news to cover later on today. However, yeah, so day 1, we're ready to go. We go to not our usual grind spot when it comes to race, but we met up with a couple other people that we wanted to talk with, and just wanted to walk it out and see how it felt for the first few hours. Chris and I met up at exactly 10 a.m. when the event fully started. Chris was saying it's like, oh, we'll meet up at 9:30. It's like he gets there at 10. I'm like, bro.
Dude, between traffic and parking, I was like,
Hey, bro, when I got
plus
there
looking
was no
for the
traffic.
portable, I was
Dude,
like,
when I got there was no traffic and there was no park. There was enough parking for everybody. So I don't know what you were talking about. But yeah, so I guess 10 o'clock starts and the event starts, and of course we're at the first biome, which is I guess the water biome, because we had all the shallows spawning. We had Finian, which was a chase for a lot of us. I don't believe you and I didn't get any, right?
no, yeah, I tried to get Finian, but no.
Yeah, so Finian definitely was one for the hunt, but everything else was like eh. But of course, the biggest things that happened once the event started is that the legendary Lake Trio was spawning in the wild, and that's something that we definitely wanted to go for everybody that was playing the event this weekend. We met up with the group. We started our party play so we can get that done since we had some time challenges to do. And at the same time, well, I did a route. You guys took forever to do a route. And that's when we get to the first shiny of the day, which was Shiny Basculin. Shiny Basculin was Shiny White Striped Basculin was my very first shiny of Go Tour Global. Probably one of the rarer shiny around because not everybody's been doing routes this entire time. But when they found out that was the case, that's where we get the shinies, you know. It's like, so, what was your first shiny actually, Chris?
Let me check.
Do you remember the Hisuian Basculin, or I guess White Striped Basculin? I don't even know if they call it Hisuian or not. We'll have an evolution in the future.
White Stripe.
Yeah, White Stripe. So yeah, this will actually have an evolution in the future. It is not possible to evolve it to his full form Basculegion. But once you get it, we are ready to go for that, right, Chris?
Oh yeah. Definitely. I think the first one, it's kind of a weird one because it's between two. I don't know if you'd count the other one, because one of the eggs was from the road to Sinnoh, and it was a shiny Mantike that hatched. I don't really count that.
I
don't
guess
think
it,
it's
I mean, it is part of kind of the whole event because the entire week we were actually just hatching eggs like crazy.
Yeah. The first one that I got in the wild though was Bronzor.
Of course.
Yeah, he's showing that love.
I mean, my Go Plus got a Bronzor during the time. I almost forgot that I actually said during raid hour, Giratina raid hour on Friday, I did get my very first shiny Origin Form Palkia with the brand new special rent adventure attack. Now, Chris and I both chose Diamond for this event, even though, as far as I can tell, special rent Palkia was probably the way to go this entire event for that reason.
Yeah, if I knew how OP it was for the whole use of the event, I probably would have went spatial.
Yeah.
But considering what happened, I am glad I went with Dialga.
Right. Regardless of how it may be, I mean, it is one of the things. I got lucky that I think the second raid remote that I actually got from New Zealand, because at the time we did get unlimited remote raids now, was actually able to get the Palkia with special rent. So I was happy about it. I wasn't happy that not every single one Palkia that I would catch would do that, but of course I will get Dialga, even though I did less Dialgas than Palkias this day, the entire weekend. Yeah. So we did a couple more. We rolled over to the next hour. I did Go Plus a Bronson too, so Bronson was out in full force. I guess I should also mention the 3 back-to-back at cells that I got during raid hour. Oh man, that was a crazy moment too. So, raid hour for SL, back to back shinies. I'm not
Dialga's
lying.
bringing it back in time,
Right? And then I also catch the shiny Chilling, so I'm actually happy about that too. So, as much as I want to actually cover the week before, we're also talking Go Tour anyway. So, we continued playing through the entire of the event. I think we were like, at the 3rd hour? So, after the rotation of the Palkia and the Dialga, right? That's when.
Yeah.
That's when
we actually. The boring hour. I mean, water hour. And then it goes to like Hisui.
Right.
I always forget like what they're each called. I just kind of remember what we were hunting. I think it was Hisuian, Voltorb, and Growlithe in the same biome.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Also, I lost you a little bit of your voice there, so be careful. But yeah, so I guess I know the grass biome was the next one after that, I believe, because I did get a Turtwig. I actually got 2 Turtwig. And then I was able to snatch myself a Pikachu with Dawn's hat, female Pikachu. So, and during that time, I actually had some troubles connecting to the game for like the first 5 minutes while we were, because after we did the first 2 rotations of raids and biomes, we kind of decided to be like, okay, we kind of understand because shinies weren't actually popping off completely the entire time. So we're like, okay, it's gonna be harder to go walk through downtown and things like that to do raids if we wanted to. Plus, we wanted to do as many more, so we definitely did say it's like, okay, let's just hop in the car and then head over to our usual grind spot for the next few hours. So we used the hour where Dialga and Palkia weren't spawning as much, or at least Origin form Dialga and Palkia weren't spawning as much to actually move over to the next place. Which, in the end of the day, was another like somewhat okay biome. Which again, I don't remember exactly which one it was at this point. Do you remember which one was the biome after the special distortion biome? I guess the third hour. I'm
Um,
guessing
oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think what we were hunting around that time.
because I know
Uh,
during the first rotation we had Hisuian Voltor and Hisuian Growlithe as part of the second hour technically. And then the third hour was 1 hour that it definitely. Oh, I think it was the Stunky hour, wasn't it?
yes, Stunky, Shieldon, and Cranidos and Gibble.
Yep. That was the hour that we were looking for. So definitely it's another somewhat okay because if you weren't really looking for like Kratos or Shieldons or even Stunky was the chase because it's a brand new shiny that everyone was looking for. I was able to get myself one during the time that we're actually going around. I think it was actually the second rotation of that biome that I actually got the shiny because now that I remember, I don't believe I got any more shinies during the first two rotations after that or during the first rotation of those biomes. Mostly because we were doing raids and we were just doing a lot at that point. So, regardless of it, maybe we got to the final biome, and that was, I believe, yeah, that was the 4 hours. So that was once again the special distortions where we're doing raids, and that was when not Basculegion but Quellfish, and Hisuian Sneasel were actually spawning in the wild. So that's where, of course, a few of the chases for a lot of people because Hisuian Sneasel was one that a lot of people couldn't get during the time that was released. And Quellfish, I believe it was the brand new shiny too for the biome.
Yeah.
So definitely something to do there. I did get myself a Sneasel during that time, and then another Turtwig. What about you? Did you get anything that hour?
Well, I'll go through it all when I talk about mine. But yeah, I think I got Sneasel.
Yeah. So then I get a Togetic, and then we'll go rotate back into the hours. We'll continue on. I got a Dialga, which I lucky traded. Shiny Dialga is actually looking pretty awesome. I can tell you that much. So,
Yeah, Dialga's a lot better than Palkia for the shiny.
oh yeah, but for the special event, that's the reverse option. So we continue on. I get my first ever shiny Hisuian Bolter. So I'm happy about that. Then I get another Growlithe. I think we were in the car together at that time too. So I got the Pikachu with the Hikari hat, the one from the Legend Arceus hat, which was pretty cool. Another Palkia, a Gligar, two more Sneasels, which are two different genders. And I believe I traded for a Larvitar. Yeah, I traded you for a Larvitar, right?
Mm, yes.
Yes. And then I got on a Dialga at the end of the day, did a couple extra remorse there and there. So that was day one, technically, because day one was just, I think, let me just count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, about 17 non-tradable ones, or 16 without being traded at that point. But of course, I will count 17 for the reason that Dialga was also, at least the lucky one that I got was also for somebody who actually got a shiny Dialga during the time, so it was actually pretty nice. But yeah, that's the first day for me. How about you? How do you got it? What you get first day on it?
Yeah. So I actually took a picture of the age one. I got 18 on the first day. And not going in order because I did it by Pokédex entry. I got 3 of the Lucas hat Pikachu. One of them being a female, and then I got a male Pikachu with the Dawn hat. One Hisuian Voltorb, a regular Sneasel,
Okay.
And then I guess I got a male and a female Hisuian Sneasel.
That's good.
I got I got a the Rocky Burmy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a female, so I'm happy about that. That's my first one. I got a shiny Drifloon, the Bronzor.
Okay.
I hatched a shiny Chatot,
I hate you.
and then and then I got a shiny Gibble. I already talked about the Mantike. I got a shiny Mesper and an Azelf in the wild, and then I got a shiny Dialga and a Palkia.
Oh man,
So,
I hate you. Especially for the wilds or
so,
legendaries.
huh?
The wild legendaries are really a chase for me during the time.
Yeah. Oh, just wait for day two.
Oh god.
But
Oh god.
but yeah, event was awesome. I felt like as long as you kept moving, you'd get at least one shiny per biome. Even if we were raiding, and we were raiding the whole time. We had our Go Pluses going. I know a lot of people were nervous. A lot of people had shinies run, but
Oh god. Yeah, I gotta
they're
have at least
putting
a
one.
few of them.
Yeah, I had a few shinies run, like a shiny Sneasel, so I wasn't disappointed in that.
I think I actually like had a back-to-back shiny Stunkies run from me
No,
from the Gold Plus. Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least there's plenty of people around with them that you should be able to
Oh,
trade
I
for
got like
another if
three
you
at the end
want.
of the day from right just catching them myself, but still, it's like, yeah. Well, day one ended with just us doing a couple extra trades, and then I know we had Origin Form, or not Origin Form, but Alter Form Giratina actually spawning during the time, which I guess it was like an hour or two when they were spawning.
Mm,
But I only did
because they were
one.
mixed in, yeah.
Yeah, and they also mixed that the Alga and Palkia alter forms, so which is their normal forms, I guess I should say. So it should be said. Alter form Giratina, alter form of Alkia, and alter form Dialga are probably gonna be the new names for those forms from now on. Because origin forms are too OP in this way. So we began day two. Day one just ended with a few extra races here and there, and then might be pretty much it at the end of the day. Day two started. I got there early once again. We just went to our regular grind spot to once again do the same rotation for 6 hours. 8 hours actually. So once it started, I went ahead and did the special rent for a full 8-hour rotation. So I didn't have to worry about extra spawns or anything because I had extra spawns. That adventure effect is amazing, actually. My very first shiny was Absol. So Absol. Absol, the wild legendary. So, which is now my 4-1, which I was looking for the Uzi, but I guess it never happened. Then
And
and more Diagas, or I'm sorry, more Palkia raids. I did get 2 more shinies. I don't believe. Okay, one of them has the special effect, the other one doesn't. Then we have another shiny Basculegion, or shiny White Stripe Basculegion. I was able to snatch the Pikachu with the Lucas hat, or I think there was something else in that distortion biome that I can't remember from Legend Arceus. Shinx from a Gold Plus, 2 Stunkies that I was able to catch by myself, 2 Quellfish almost back to back, which I'm actually super happy about that. Another Dialga, another Shinx from the Gold Plus, a Pikachu, another Pikachu with the Lucas hat, I guess, a regular Sneasel, another Palkia shiny from under more raids. And the shiny Mankey actually was from today, from doing the Daily Adventure Incense with a 30-minute time stop from Roar Time, which gave me a 45-minute aliens at the end of the day, which just was incredible. Which makes my walks a lot easier to go through from now on. So, but yeah, that was day 2. Now I don't even want to hear your haul for day 2, but what you get there.
I will say I am jealous of the Quillfish. I didn't get any Quillfish on my own, but Julie got 2, so I'm definitely taking one. For day 2, it was actually more shinies than the first day, funny enough.
Well, yeah.
I will say I started the day leaving for Go Tour to pick up my friend with a shiny Oddish. Literally at my house, I turned on the Go Plus. The first catch it did was a shiny Oddish. I did not click on it.
Oh my god.
So that was funny. I got a Dawn Hat Pikachu male and the old, I forget the girl from Hisui. I got her with a male Pikachu too. I got a Hisuian Voltorb, an unknown H, and then
Okay.
another shiny Sneasel, Yippee.
Yippee.
Uh, yeah, I got a shiny Piplup, a Shieldon, a male Burmy.
Okay.
I did get a Stunky. I got another shiny Bronzor. I was like, why did I click on you? Uh, I hatched another shiny Chatot, second to last egg. And
Okay.
then yeah, I got another shiny Mesprit in the wild. Uh, a shiny Azelf. Two shiny Dialgas. A shiny Palkia, and this was funny. I got shiny Basculin from like my sixth route, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, finally!" And I'm checking the recents, and I was like, "Wait, where'd the second one come from?" Apparently, I'd go plus one like
Oh
earlier
my
in the day, and I
god.
didn't even know.
Dude, that's lucky
Dude,
of
I
you.
was so happy.
That's insane. That's insane. The
Yeah.
masculine definitely was one. Is it male or female or
I think they're both male.
okay? I was able to snatch
Um,
myself a female and a male one, so I'm actually okay with
Yeah,
them both.
I wish I could have got a female too, but that's just gonna be a hunt for the future. Talking hundos, the first day I know I got the hundo Dialga with you.
Ah.
Um, and then the second day I got a Gibble from a quest and a uh the Hisuian Quillfish from an egg. So pretty nice. Oh, and afterwards I got the hundo Basculin from trades.
Oh, come on.
Dude, it was good. It was good.
It's a good hunt today for sure. For hunters, for me, I did get for two gibbles to spawn in the same proximity of each other within 2 different days. I hatched a Hundo Carnivine, which it was my second one, even though it wasn't shiny. So I mean, I should be happy about that. And a Hundo Mischievous from one of the biomes. So I was like, okay, that's all the hunters I get. That's all I gotta get, brother. That's hilarious. But yeah, I didn't get like crazy hundos like the Hundo Dialga, which everybody wants at this point. So you're trading me that, right?
Lucky trades in the future.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what you'll get them.
Well, that's where a lot of things are gonna come in when it comes out there. Now let's, as a whole, recap global gold tour for Sinnoh. I think that it was a really good event, no matter how much you look at it to say maybe it wasn't that many shinies in there, maybe the raids were going about it. With actually, now that I think about it, I should say this: we did a lot of raids, like insanely amount of raids
We
throughout the
went
entire
hard,
there,
yeah.
especially during the hours where origin forms were actually spawning. But we still didn't get as much as we needed to. Now, that one that I think about it, during the time that we're raiding, we're taking remotes, we were doing regulars, in person. We were trying to make sure that we hit every single one that we were actually go. The rotation between half an hour and half an hour to make sure that we can actually do the ones in the same park vicinity without having to go too far away. I don't know. I'm still feeling a bit of weird about that. I feel like they could have been just, let them have all origin forms and then we'll just hit every single one during the rotation and just to get the Gold Plus going. But regardless of how, maybe that's how Global went. I think that overall, I will say once again that it was a very good event. Not like the best in some ways, but again, I want to categorize and talk to you about that. Do you feel like the event could have been better because of more shinies or how the event itself went, like the experience of it?
I think the in person has to be more fun in my eyes because they want people to feel like they have an exclusive factor to it, and there needs to be more than just a picture behind a legendary sometimes.
Yep.
So I think the shiny odds for being in person, especially when you're traveling, need to be high. And because of that, I felt the shiny odds were pretty on par or, better than I thought they'd be. I think if I had to guess about a 1 in 100 or higher for some
Yeah.
other Pokemon,
Yeah.
and that's really good. I know it doesn't sound like that good, but I mean, if everyone's coming out of the event with at least a shiny, the odds are good.
Yeah.
Like that's just my opinion.
Now,
I think there's some people that didn't get a shiny, but it does happen.
Well, for the more casual player or somebody who's just playing the event, opening the game and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got a lot of spawns that I usually don't see, or the sky is completely weird. What is going on here? It's kind of one of those things that we're like, okay, there's an event going on, and people are actually getting that shiny for no reason. So, yes, the shiny odds are a little bit higher because I mean, as you can see, if you grind well enough, you can actually get whatever shiny you want to get. We're still looking at a few, but unfortunately, odds are in RNG are a thing when it comes down to it. But yes, I do believe that that's the case. If you were to go to a more in-person event for this kind of thing, yes, you'll get the experience of playing with others, seeing the scenery of the place that you go to, get a bunch of rays, bunch of shinies, bunch of spawns, and just have a good time in general. This time around, of course, for us, our experiences are more for our own community. We had a lot of people actually just saying, hey, we got this, we got that, this is crazy. I think one of our friends actually did a daily adventure instance after the event, and then they won and got a 98 Galarian Zapdos with a Master Ball. I'm like, what the F?
15 attack.
15 attack too, so I'm like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. Anyways, when it comes down to it, I think that, yes, I will give it a good 9 out of 10 for the reason that maybe, just maybe, some of the race could have been a little more extended, or just give us Origin. We're going to do Origins anyways. Having just regular Dialga and Palkia was okay, but just we weren't really too hype about it, even though I'm still looking for the 100 regular Dialga or Alter Form Dialga. But now that the Origins are out, I'm just like, might as well just get the candy for whenever I rate them, because it's not going to actually benefit me unless I have the special events.
Yeah, I wish you could Elite TM it, but I know they got to give that exclusivity to it right now.
Yeah.
Can you teach Dragon Ascent to Rayquaza now?
Not unless you actually have like the meteorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I have a few, so it's not bad.
Okay.
So if I ever get the shot, I'll get it.
Yeah. I think the research was all right. It was pretty rare to find the Hisuian raid Pokemon like Ursaluna. I don't even think you could raid Ursaluna now that I think about it.
You can
And
only
like Braviary and
raid
stuff.
the starter Hisuian forms and then the regular forms. So basically, the only shiny chances were the Hisuian forms.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the research.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you actually. Now that I think about it, let me actually look through that, because let me see if I can actually find it. I'm looking through like pages of Pokemons right now because of my Gold Plus going crazy. Do note, I started the event with 1,800 Pokeballs. By the end of the day, and day 2, I had like 60 something. So my Gold Plus
Dude,
went him.
it was wild.
Yeah. So I got Ursuluna. I know Ursuluna was spawning a lot when we were getting those research. And then if I go, because I know
I only got one Braviary. Yeah. 2 Ursaluna and a Braviary from the research.
Let me see. Oh my goodness, where did I get all of this? I know I actually was able to get a lot of, because I was actually like, I think it was like probably the second to last hour or something like that. I got like 3 of the research throughout the entire place, and I got an Avalog, I got Braviary, Ursaluna, I got actually a Standler, Standler, or the evolution of it. Weirder. And I think, what was the last one out of them? Oh, Cleaver. Yeah, I did get a Cleaver too. So I actually got all 5 of the Hisuian ones out of the entire time that I was actually getting the raids from. So it was actually kind of fun to see them. However, of course, it was actually stuck in one of the worst raid researches, which is raid 3 raids, and then get them through. So at the time, it depends on how you look at it, but still, it's just
And they were pretty rare too. So getting a shiny out of those, I don't know how many people I saw that actually got a shiny from the research.
I don't think people were even doing them because it would just take them forever to do anyway. So
I think for the most part the research was pretty good. The only one I avoided was the one from the first biome, because I think it only gave Shellos and Bidoof.
Yeah.
Which, if you needed a shiny Shellos, I'm sure you were in it. I just wasn't too into it.
I did get both of them back in the day, so doing them weren't really my priority. And that's another thing that we actually got to, just the regular reset. I think that was the weakest point out of the entire event, which was just using so much Stardust to just get the encounters
Yes,
from them.
I will say I did keep powering up 4 stars that I've been putting off, all the perfects. So I think it was a good push, to power up some of the ones that I wanted to power up in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something I'd do without getting that push.
Yeah, definitely. The incentive of doing that, but at the same time, we were like, at least in my opinion, it could have been something like just catch a couple of extra Pokemon here and there, and that would have been fine for
Yeah,
it.
catch Pokemon in the biome. Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that again, I believe that was the weakest point. Not super weak because we still had the space anomaly ones, but just having to stack them up, just and use the power up bottom, 3 times and everything. I did go down from, I believe, 14 mil the Stardust to 13 just by doing that, and of course the special adventure ones. But so how maybe. We kept talking about it, but one of the things that made this event great was the adventure effects for both Palkia and Dialga, or at least origin form. So we know we definitely chose that Diamond for that reason. However, Palkia's adventure effects it's just too damn good at this point. You can't go wrong with having double the spawns range for each one of them. And again, I used the entirety of day 2 the special effect for Palkia, because I was just watching all the spawns appear, and the Gold Plus actually catches them too. So, and then when I went back to regular, like I'm doing right now, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, this is sad.
yeah. I was thinking about how overpowered it'd be if you could use both of them at the same time. Because I was like, wait a minute, would Dialga pause Palkia's effect so it lasts even longer?
But I hope that this will actually be also a good reminder that there is more to the game that what we actually see. I'm sure some legendaries will have this special effect. Maybe not the megas. I don't think Mega Mewtwo or something like that will have something like that eventually, because we do have something for the Mega thing when it comes down to it. But the addition of abilities from just having the moves actually could be perfect for the effect itself. We just don't know what effects other Pokemon can give aside from something like Palkia or Dialga, which is space and time in that regard. We know we have distortion when it comes to Giratina, but I'm sure Giratina will have its moment to shine at some point in the future. We're just gonna have to raid another Shando for it, so eventually.
Or Arceus getting a cool effect too.
Imagine if Arceus actually has all 3 effects or 2 effects at the same time. But you have
Double the candy price too.
but you do have to have used double the Stardust for this kind of thing, because Arceus is just one of those effects in the end of the day. So
I could see it.
I mean, yeah, I can see it too. But then after that, I believe that's almost everything when it comes down to the global event. I'm glad that a lot of the community went out and started playing. It was, a lot of more people than I expected to be. We had groups of people, groups of cars just going around raiding. Everything was lit up, which kind of would have been better if they let us just use one instance throughout the entirety of the event. But
or a 3 hour
or a
or a
3 hour.
4 hour, I guess.
Yeah.
So you only have to use 2.
Yeah. Now, to finish up on the adventure effects, Dialga's adventure effects is actually pretty good if you know what you're doing. I just used it for a good 30 minutes with my daily adventure, so it's a 45-minute addition to my walk. And usually I finish up the walk and I just let the game, run in the background and adventure sync, and then just finish out my walk. But now that I actually have the ability to see more spawns, more things, crazy. I was able to catch up to 71 Pokemon during the time of my 2-mile walk, and got one shiny monkey, as you guys can see. So, but yeah, that could still be another great effect if they actually start racing things like level 60 and things like that. So that way we can actually start getting that experience range for the future.
Yeah. I think Dialga's better for like a daily kind of thing, between Daily Incense and Stardust and Lucky Egg. And I think Palkia is better for events where we're shiny hunting.
Yeah.
That's just what I think personally. So I am glad we picked Dialga, but yeah, at the event I was like, oh man, I should have picked Palkia.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think that that's going to be the most valuable one. And we haven't even talked about how trade value is going to go from here. Now, yes, we have added the Alga with Road of Time, but podcasts will also be one of those that you'd really want. You want to have the shiny, you want to do a lucky trade, you want to have the adventure effect without the ability of actually losing it at some point, because I have plenty of shinies, or well, shinies here and there when it comes down to it, but having that adventure effect added to it while we wait for something like Elite TM them or something, that will be in its own right. And yeah, that was Go Thor. I keep saying GoFest for some reason. Go Tour Global Sinnoh edition. So 4 generations down, 5 to go. So, but we're at the end of February, meaning that it is time to actually talk about a new season, a new moments in time, which will start on March 1st, and Pokemon Go proper has started teasing us out how we're actually gonna see that. So earlier today, they went ahead and had a little bit of a teaser. Let me see if I can actually pull it up a little bit more for you guys. So the teaser, for some reason, Nidoran is actually there. And then it pans out to a bunch of Pokemon in the wild, a bunch of spins, a lot of the adventure stuff. And then we see something familiar in the sky once again. This is another Ultra Beast, Ultra Wormhole happening in the sky of the teaser. Then giving us the title of The World of Wonders. The brand new season starting on March 1st to June 1st of 2024. That's the introduction to it, but of course it's just a teaser. We don't have full details on it just yet. Excited, not excited, I don't know really where I can go from here when it comes down to it. The exciting, the trailer really isn't going to, or the teaser trailer isn't really going to give us anything, aside from knowing that Nidoran is probably going to be like the one thing that we're going to have throughout the adventure. And of course, the Ultra Beast and the Ultra Wormholes are going to be seen, because we still are missing, I don't know, like half of the Ultra Beast, I think. So
Yeah, a lot of exciting ones too.
yeah, definitely. A lot of people are saying Poipole because, I mean, the poison types and Poison Dragon actually seem to be part of it. But it is the spring season, so I'm sure there will be something good when it comes down to it. Somebody actually posted online the releases that we had up to the timeless travel season. And surprisingly, we had a lot actually for 3 months. You may not think that it's a lot when it comes down to like individual events, but we did get quite a bit of releases, quite a bit of shiny releases, and quite a bit of shadow Pokemon release during the time of the season. So it was a packed season when it comes down to it, but we'll give a full thoughts next podcast, just because we want to actually dig into the brand new World of Wonder season for that reason. So, but new teaser tomorrow. As a recording of this podcast, today is February 26th, tomorrow is February 27th, which is the officially Pokemon Day. And we'll have a Pokemon Presents that will actually give us probably more information about the season, new events, new things, and then, of course, new mainline series games, which, Chris and I are super excited about. But, stay tuned for that if you actually want to talk about that when it comes down to it. But Tinfoil Hat, aside from just the regular season itself or the teaser of it, what do you think that we're going to have on this spring of 2024?
Dude, I thought we were getting Necrozma this season. They're just putting him off so long as like some end villain. I think it was As the Pokeball Turns, thinks we're getting Necrozma for GoFest. I'm still thinking they're trying to put Arceus off for GoFest as like something big hype thing, because how do you compete with Mega Rayquaza from last year?
True. Why would we compete? Well, we still have a lot of Pokemons when it comes down to it. We have Black and White Kyurem, which could also be an indicator for Pokemon Presents tomorrow, but we'll figure it out when we get to it. Arceus is definitely one that's come there. Necrozma is another end game villain, just like you said. We got Eternas, which I'm pretty sure that if Generation 8 will somehow be in Pokemon Go, aside from the small release that we got, that's another Pokemon that's definitely going to be a thing. The Tapus, Sarah Aura was also going to be an interesting one when it comes down to being his mythical release. Manifin Fion. We have a bunch. We still have, I believe we have quite a few years of a lot of things when it comes down to it. Now, the World of Wonders season does hint on more Ultra Beasts. I'm hoping that the Ultra Beasts that we currently have will be finally be shiny available for us to actually get there. So much thank you, Chris or Manny, for actually subscribing. He says, "Hey, dads." Well, yeah, thank you so much for that. But regardless how it may be, I think that we're maybe going into the season that is actually going to introduce the all the Ultra Beasts that we're missing. Maybe not all of them if they want to space them out. Definitely not their shiny forms, unless some of them are here and there. But then there's also, Tapu Koko and his other friends having special moves for it. Maybe they'll have special adventure effects, electric type moves or the fairy types events. Cernius and Javelto could still also have adventure effects if they actually add something to it, because their special effects also boost up fairy types and dark types and all that and all those things. So the wonders of possibility, because of brand new mechanics in the game have been opened up because of how cool this new adventure effects are.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to stack those with the already implemented megas. Because even during Go Tour, I know I had Mega Rayquaza going the whole time just for the Mega Energy.
Yeah, especially for the extra candy for the Alga and Palkia
Yeah.
anyways. But of course, being able to, we did get Windy Weather the first day, so that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, no, there's just a lot of wonders, pun intended, to this new season, and of course, for the next few seasons after that. So this year's gonna be, looks like it'll be another jam-packed moments. But we're of course, ending the season of Timeless Travels. Soon we'll have the World Wonders happening, and we'll definitely see more and have more information as the day goes by, or at least as the week goes by. So stay tuned for next week's podcast. So we'll have a full detail information to everything that we did. We wanted to get this podcast out because we wanted to share our experiences. Definitely, I wanted to wait a little couple bit longer, but of course it didn't happen. Anyways, it's like Chris. I don't know what else to say. Anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You have any more thoughts or anything that would we get into the new season for that?
For the next season,
Yeah, for World of Wonders.
if I had to guess, we'll probably get every Ultra Beast except Necrozma, which sometimes I don't even count Necrozma as an Ultra Beast.
True.
I count him as a. Sorry, I got blurry because I put it so close to my face.
That's fine.
I think we're gonna get everyone except Necrozma. I don't know if we'll get Necrozma as a end all be all at GoFest because it kind of seems a bit underwhelming unless they let us do the splicing with Solgaleo and Lunala. I don't know if we're gonna do that. But I could definitely see us getting all the Ultra Beasts like Poipole, Stakataka. I'm trying to think of who else we're missing, but I know those are very blatant.
Basabalon and well, we already have Cortana, and that was during the rotation too.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need those shinies. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got the re-releases with the shinies along the same time.
You can say the Cosmos and Ultra Beast because he comes from a different place. But anyways. But either way, yeah, I just feel like, I mean, if we're going to have Ultra Beast, we're definitely going to have maybe Lunana and Solgaleo finally actually appear in raids. Maybe not their shiny forms, but we definitely will have the ability to hunt for more and finally get more than the ones that we usually get. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. Again, we'll be hyped in about most likely tomorrow. Follow our social media so we can sure that you can see our hyped faces when it comes down to it. I'll just be posting, my usual, crying face cat because, I'll get the news tomorrow and I know that I'm definitely going to be expecting that anyways. But yeah, it is how it is when it comes down to it. So thank you, Chris. We'll get into a quick PvP section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go. So, To really talk about it, the new moves for both Palkia and Dialga are a welcome addition to the Master League. I was hoping to get the Hondas for
You're
both,
welcome.
but of course, it is how it is when it comes down to it. But I think we mentioned this before, but Palkia, Origin 4 Palkia with Special Rent, it's already a number one pick in the Master League for that reason. And then Dialga does get a little bit better than his counterpart. I think it's weird though because our regular Dialga is like down in the ranks 20s.
It's like
Chris.
24,
Yeah.
something like that.
And then Origin form is now in 20, while Pocket just like skyrocketed to number one for that reason. So crazy to say. Those rankings, of course, we looked at PB Poke for those. Shout out to them, of course. Thank you for all the wonderful times. But we'll see how the meta really shapes out. When it comes to the meta, we are at the final stages of this season. So we are at the final stages of both Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, if you are looking to do those anyways. We did mention there was going to be a Play Pokemon event. Actually, this one is information about the April one, the European Pokemon International Championships of 2024. Registrations are open, and I believe it's probably going to be one of the biggest European Opens of all time. Because I think we have over 200 to 300 already registered people for Go. And people are going like, do you guys gonna have enough space for all these people or something? Like, it doesn't seem like it at this point. But I'm super excited to see that the Go PvP aspect of Play Pokemon is still quite high. I do believe that hopefully, we'll get some changes in the future, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Any excitement on that around there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm always excited to see the Pokemon Go PvP scene growing and strong. Um, yeah, I try to stay a little bit in it, at least with the team I'm in. But I will say I'm definitely not as on top of things as I used to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, it is when it comes down to it an interesting thing. Also, don't forget, guys, that tomorrow is, or at least by Tuesday, as I recorded this, we are actually getting double transfer candy and double XL candy transfer for transferring Pokemon. So all your Pokemons that you got from Sinnoh Tour, go ahead and transfer them then tomorrow. So good luck with that. But yeah, so that being said, any more Switchmaster events going on?
They're in the process of battling this week. I don't know if we're in the lead or in the loss right now, but I think they're doing well. I haven't seen any tears.
Not yet, at least, right?
No.
Yeah, so that would make sense. Anyways, but I believe that's pretty much it for today's podcast because I don't think there's anything else that we gotta cover. Is there anything else that you gotta say?
All I want to say is I want to brag about the 98 Azelf I got that was shiny during Azelf Raid Hour.
Bruh.
And also, remember how I said I go plus the shiny Oddish at the beginning of Go Tour?
Yeah.
I also got one after Go Tour. I was like, what is up, Oddish? I don't know what you're doing.
He's like,
But yeah, that's all. That's it.
It's like, I'm gonna be your best friend for next season. That's what he's basically.
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh man, but yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes down to it. Nothing much else to cover. We definitely wish that would have been able to cover more of the next season's information before we actually get there. I don't know, maybe we'll do a quick mini podcast information wise so you guys can have it before then. But if not, you'll guys see us at our regular time either in Sunday or Wednesday for recording this podcast next week. With that being said, I believe that's everything. So thank you so much for listening, everybody, to the podcast today. Or if you are actually on stream, thank you so much for joining us. Manny and Papercut, thank you for joining us once again there. You can always listen us to anywhere and podcast services fees. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and many of those places. You can leave us a review. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us a lot for discoverability, of course. Follow our social media, myself at Pure Letter Go, Chris at PKMN Trigger Please with a Z at the end. and the Purified Podcast Twitters, and you guys can, check us out there to ask us questions. You can email us anything to the Purified Podcast at gmail.com if you want to send us your amazing reviews or even amazing times through your Go Tour experience. Join our Discord, free to actually join. We'll get that rebatted at some point in the next few months, hopefully. And don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. With that being said, Chris, how about you take us away for the night with whatever you have in camera there?
Yeah, it's been a good week. I know we're gonna have some exciting stuff after Pokemon Day. Uh, I will say, don't expect too much, but don't expect nothing. So yeah, catch you guys next week where hopefully we got even more news for you. I know we will. And I hope everyone had an exciting Pokemon Sinnoh Tour. And there's definitely still Go Fest to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that we got a good local community, and I know it's going to be strong for all the rating we're going to be doing this year. So yeah, catch you guys next week. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time.